Welcome into Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. On today's show, we'll go over the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors, those involving DK Metcalf and a possible trade to the Dallas Cowboys, as well as some love that Jordyn Brooks received this week from NFL.com. We'll go over all of that and more in just one moment. But before we do, I want to make sure not only that you're subscribed to the channel, but you have notifications on. Here's what I will do. If you tweet me a screenshot of your notifications or a screenshot of the notification bell that says that you're a real one, that you're part of the Noti gang, then I'm going to shout you out here on the show. So send me that screenshot at Tyler Jones Live, and we'll get you on Seahawks Today. Let's start with DK Metcalf, as Bleacher Report put out a list of bold predictions prior to the start of the NFL season, and the one that they had for the Seahawks was a trade involving DK Metcalf. Now, we're still waiting to see what happens with DK, as he has not received a contract extension just yet, but has not been traded either. And what we've been told is that all signs point to that they would like to get a deal done for DK to remain, but the price tag continues to climb. More on that in just a second. But here is the idea that Bleacher Report came up with of sending DK to Dallas. The Seahawks would receive a 2023 first-round pick and a 2023 second-round pick in exchange for Metcalf, which would be one of the biggest trades that we've seen for a wide receiver so far this offseason if that were to go down. Alex K put it together. Here's what he said. If the Cowboys want to bolster their receiving core, they shouldn't settle for anything less than one of the best young talents at the position. Fortunately, one such player could be available for the right price. The 24-year-old skipped Seattle's mandatory minicamp while holding out for his new deal. The Cowboys could swoop in and capitalize on the situation, offering the rebuilding Seahawks a package of draft capital in exchange for the rising star. And then Rich Eisen of the NFL Network chimed in on this same idea, and here's what Eisen had to say. Dallas should be on the phone to Seattle right now. How huge would DK Metcalf be with a star on the side of his helmet? I do appreciate his star ability to make himself a figurative star wherever he goes, but the star on the side of that helmet, Thanksgiving days, Monday nights, Sunday nights, big deal there. So that's the idea that is being thrown out there, a first and second round pick for DK Metcalf from the Cowboys. So we will get your thoughts on this trade, folks, in the comment section right now. Would you make this trade? Would you send DK Metcalf off to the Dallas Cowboys? Type Y for yes if you would. Type N for no if you want it. This is going to be our pinned comment today. I'll tell you in a second whether I would make this trade or not, but I want to hear from you guys if you would trade off DK Metcalf for a 2023 first-round pick and a 2023 second-round pick. You're about to get an ad break. Take advantage of it while the ad's playing. Get your votes in, and I'll tell you my answer on the other side. Personally, I would not make this trade. To me, when you look at this Seahawks team that is clearly in rebuild mode, we know that answer. DK Metcalf would fit your timetable for the next chapter of Seahawks football just fine. He's so young, you're not going to be able to replace anybody with him. You get those draft picks in 2023 of a first and second round pick, highly unlikely you get another DK Metcalf with those picks. So for me, I would pay him the money. I would do what it takes to keep him in Seattle for as long as possible. Now, that deal is very similar to the A.J. Brown trade. Now, I want to show you the comparison between the A.J. Brown deal. This is what the Titans got when they traded away A.J. Brown. It turned into another receiver, a replacement for A.J. Brown in Jordyn Brooks from Arkansas, who can't even finish practices at this point, so the Titans might already be regretting that. And then they received a third-round pick, which they also traded as well and flipped that into other draft picks on that front. So you can see that's comparable to where the Seahawks could end up if they were to trade DK Metcalf. Now, obviously you have to pay DK, and it's not going to be cheap. Here's the money that receivers are getting right now. And The Cowboys, they have more than $20 million available in cap space, more than all of about 2 teams in the league right now, and they still have all their draft picks for 2023. And you see A.J. Brown on your screen right now. He signed a 4-year, $100 million contract with the Eagles at the time of the trade. Brown's new deal contained a reported $57 million in guaranteed money. So you would think that DK would get something similar to DK. I mean, even the next list of guys beyond what we look at with the A.J. Browns and DeAndre Hopkins of the world, even these guys are getting paid a lot of money. Stephon Diggs, 24. DJ Moore, 20. Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, $20 million all themselves. So this money that is going to receivers, it's not cheap. But I look at a guy like DK Metcalf, they don't walk through the door every day. I would pay that money. I mean, look at these statistics the last 3 seasons, right? Great rookie year, 900 yards, 7 touchdowns. The second season, the one that stands out the most, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. And then last year, close to 1,000 yards and a career high, 12 touchdowns. I would say you got to get a deal done. You got to keep DK Metcalf for a very long time. I would not take that trade of a first and second round pick, although I think it's a fair offer if the Cowboys were to offer that, but I still would not pull the trigger and get that done. Unless DK says he wants out and demands a trade, then I don't see any need to trade off DK Metcalf. Now, will we see an extension get done? Here's the true or false question for today. DK Metcalf gets extended before week 1. Type T for true, type F for false. Let me know one way or the other if that deal gets done before week 1. T for true, F for false. And if a deal does get done, you know we're going to be all over it here on Seahawks Today. And we told you earlier of why you should subscribe and have the notifications turned on. Well, we do mailbag shows around here every week. And if you want to be a part of those mailbag shows, they're only for subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe now and get your questions in for our subscribers exclusive mailbag on our community tab. So subscribe now, go to the community tab, get your questions in so you can be a part of our mailbag show here on Seahawks Today. Let's talk about Jordyn Brooks now. And NFL.com said that 2022 will be Jordyn Brooks' year to shine. Now, this all comes on the heels of training camp, which will be here before we know it. Rookies and veterans report to camp on July 26th. The first practice will take place on July 27th there in Renton, Washington. Here is what Nick Shook of NFL.com had to say about Jordyn Brooks. 2022 is Jordyn Brooks' year to shine. The linebacker has operated effectively in Wagner's shadow in each of his first 2 professional seasons. With Wagner gone, Brooks now will be counted on to replace the franchise icon as both a defender and a leader. He's always had a knack for being around the play, and he'll be front and center this season, starting with camp. So, with that, second in the league last year in tackles, had a really good sophomore season. There's no reason why Jordyn Brooks in this new role, leading this defense, calling the shots, being the guy, why he can't be a Pro Bowl talent in 2022, quite frankly. I'm really excited to see what Jordyn Brooks is ultimately going to do this year. He took a big step up from what he did in 2020 compared to what he did in 2021. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table and adds to a great legacy of Seahawk linebackers that we've seen over the years in Seattle. Bobby Wagner was terrific. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer someday. Now, what do you have with Jordyn Brooks? I think he continues that great track record that we've seen of historic linebackers over the years with this Seattle Seahawks team. So, with that, got me thinking, who's your favorite Seahawks linebacker of all time? If you had to go back a bit and think of your favorite one, could be recent, could be 30 years ago. Give me a name. Who's that come to mind of your favorite Seahawks linebacker of all time? There's a lot to choose from. Let me know in the comment section below who your favorite was.